Hello ladies and gentlemen and welcome to School Science. My name is Luke and this is the Everton Stadium update for the 1st of March 2025. Now as we go over the site today, the main focus is going to be on the Everton Way because it is a decent little bit of an update between the last video and now. Just bear in mind it has been a bit of a mad one for me for the past couple of weeks, but we are doing our best to try and get these out. Now before we go over to the Everton Way, one thing to note, they are making decent progress with the repainting and everything. So as I said in the previous video, the main issue that they had with the paint was more down to the fact that it wasn't really designed, well, it wasn't really usable for what it was meant to be. Pretty much with the coarse like sea salt air hitting it, it just wasn't holding on to the area, so they've had to pretty much strip that right the way back and repaint it. All this information was actually provided to me about 6 months before this has all come to pass. I was told to keep it under wraps for the time being, but now that everything is pretty much visible and it has been mentioned by a few people, it's easy to get it out in the open now. Because from what I've been told as well, that is the providers of the paint are actually in a bit of hot water as a result of this. But the good thing is, the rework that's going on right now, this isn't going to affect any of the matchday experience or anything like that, because it is something that is pretty much on the exterior and it's not all too visible. You pretty much, if I wouldn't have pointed this out, I don't think many people would have taken too much of a notice of it, unless one of the other drawing pilots had pointed it all out prior. But yeah, so as we go over the south stand today, I will actually be zooming in this video. I get this as close as I can, and the good thing is you can actually see these plaques fairly well. So I am going to be paying attention to the plaques. Now, they may not be perfectly cleared on this YouTube video, but I do have some good photos of them, and they will be up on my Twitter. I'll try and get as close as possible to them without losing too much of the quality. So you can actually see there is a lot of the legends. So we can see, is it McLions? Yep. You can see Psycho Pat. You can see Kevin Sheedy. We can see Hutchinson. Over now, we're going over here. So we can see the likes of Brian LeBone. We can see, is that Ray Wilson, is it? We can see Dave Hickson. We can see Howard Kendall. We can see Alex Young. Now, I want you guys to have a little look there. You guys can probably actually tell from the actual portraits of them themselves. You can even see Dixie Dean as well. How about that? And Harry Catrick. But yeah, you guys can probably tell yourselves who these are by the face. I'm just flying over this at the moment. But yeah, if I missed anyone on the mouse, just let me know. But don't forget as well, there's going to be a lot more going into this. They're missing out quite a few. Well, they're missing out a few of the legends. Big Dunk's in there as well, if I'm not mistaken. But I have got them in form photos. So if you go over to my Twitter, you can actually see them on my page. And I'll try and get it close as well, so we can actually see them in decent detail. But yeah, so also it's been announced that the next Everton test event is going to be on the 23rd of March, and it's going to be a 2 PM kickoff. So it's a Sunday 2 PM kickoff, and it's going to be at a capacity of 25,000, so just under half capacity, but it is more than double the previous test event. So it's going to be interesting to see how they go about it, especially with the likes of public transport, as well as the cordons off zones and everything that the Liverpool City Council have put in place. Now, I have under good information that they are looking at rectifying these, because they know for a fact that this is it was a bit of a mess when it came to the 10,000, just for the fact that that complete dead zone there, if you have anyone who has issues with their mobility and they have to get dropped off very close to the stadium, I know a few people myself who have to get pretty much dropped off at the doorstep of Goodson Park before they can really get in, just for the fact that they're either on crutches, you need to use a walking cane, or they're in a wheelchair, so they need to be as close to the stadium as possible. So they need to seriously reevaluate how they're going about it, especially for the people who have to use blue passes. And I'm saying that just for the fact that I do take my granddad to the game on a regular occasion. But it is going to be an exciting one, that. The second test event, I most likely will not be going to, just for the fact that I have got a football game at 4 o'clock. at Marine FC. Rainbow Toffees are going to be playing Wags, guys. So that is going to be an interesting little game, just for the fact that pretty much 2 hours after the game kicks off here at Bramley Moor Dock, there'll be a game kicking off all the way up in the north end of Liverpool. So whether there might be any issues with that, I doubt there will be, but time will tell. But yeah, it's good to see that the red lights are back down as well, so they're actually keeping the turf up to scratch. One thing I did actually notice as well, when I went into the first test event, you will notice it yourselves. I'm not sure whether it's just the way the ground's been laid out, but if you look at the very edges of where the actual natural turf is, it is a bit grey. Well, it's a bit thin. I take it they're going to probably redo that. They're probably going to reseed that and everything, or it could just be the fact that the AstroTurf underneath might be overlapping with it. But you know what? It's an amazing stadium. I absolutely love my time there on the first event, and I hope if anyone who is watching this is going to the second test event, I hope you guys cherish this moment, because it is amazing being in there. You guys are going to experience this with a much bigger amount of fans, so it's going to be a lot more, how can I put this, it's going to be a lot more exciting, and it's the under 21s as well, so there's a lot of prospects in there that you're going to have to keep an eye out for. I know for a fact that I want to see how well Sheriff does, because he's a young lad who's got a lot of potential, and I want him to come into the first team eventually. He has had a few moments with the first team, but time will tell. But in any case, guys, I would like to thank you all so much for watching. I hope you guys enjoy the rest of your week, and as I always say, up the fucking toffees.